All right, welcome scholars. I'm going to show you today how to use the Math Learning Center base 10 blocks to add decimal pieces. If we were in class, we would be using our actual base 10 blocks, but we will do it virtually. Remember when we use base 10 blocks to represent decimals, that the flat, this shape here, that equals one whole. So I'm going to say that this right here equals one whole, right? So that is equal to 1. The shape that is this size, whether it's up and down or sideways, this here, I'll move it over later, equals 1/10. So this one equals 1/10. Let me move that over there. This equals 1/10. And the little shape here, that equals 1/100th. So that equals 1/100th there. So please remember that as we, oops, I moved the wrong thing, but you can see it there. As we are working with the base 10 blocks with decimals, that this is 1, this is 1/10, because 10 of these, oops, that is not what I meant to do. 10 of these equal one whole here. So if I cut this one whole into 10, that would equal one whole. So there's 10 of them here. And then this one here, that's 1/100th, because if I take this one whole and I cut it into that shape, there are 100 of them in this block. Okay, so let me completely get rid of this. I'm going to click this little round thing over here, and that's going to clear all of my work. So I'm going to start by taking the math problem that we're going to do. So we are going to do 1 5/10 plus 3/10. And that is what we are going to build. So I'm going to just move this over here. So I'm going to build that. So first, I have 1 5/10. So there's one whole, there's 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, and I'm just going to make a plus here, and then I'm going to move it over here, plus, and 3/10. So I'm going to put 3 of them over here, and I can just move it, or this button down here, I can also go 1, 2, 3. That's like your copy and paste, so that you don't have to drag them. And that's right here. This is your copy and paste. Duplicate, you can see there. This one is rotate, so if I want to turn it sideways, I could. And so now I have 1 5/10 plus 3/10. And I could count them now. So I go, okay, there's 1, and then there's 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10. So I have 1 whole and 8/10. So I could open this here. Please get out of my way here. Open this here, and I could continue and say that it equals 1 8/10 and press done. Now, I want to be able to turn this in and show this to my teacher. So to do that, you guys recognize most of these tools down here. There's a text box, there's a drawing tool, this is the math tool, the trash can if I don't like it. I'm going to click this button here. This is the share button. So when I click the share button, I am going to copy the image. So I'm going to click copy image, and it takes me here. So I'm going to right click, right, which means I'm going to press Control and my mouse button, and I'm going to get that little menu, and I'm going to say copy image. And then I am going to go over to my Google slide that I have open on another tab. So I'm going to click over on the other tab. I'm going to click in my Google slide, and I'm going to paste. And there is my first problem. And then that's how I will show my work. Now if I need another slide, I come over here to this plus, and I'm going to add a blank slide. And then I will go back to my decimal page. I'm going to X out of all of these, I'm going to click these little round circles. That's going to clear everything away. So yes, I want to clear it, and I'm going to start over. And my next problem is 2 3/100 plus 2/10. I'll put my equal sign now so I don't have to do that later. So that is the problem I'm going to be building. 2 3/100 plus 2/10. So here's my one hole. There's one, but I have two holes. See how in my ones place, there's two. So I'm going to press the duplicate button right here, and I'm going to have two. So, and I can spread them apart if I want. So now I have two, and I have 3/100. And remember that hundredths are the little baby ones. So I'm going to drag one of them over here, and it's actually easier just to hit the duplicate button than to drag them. So there we go. I have 2 3/100. I can separate them there if I want to. So there's 2 3/100. I'm going to make myself a plus sign here. And I'm just going to bring that over here, right? So I can add plus. And now I have 2/10. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab a 1/10. There it is. And I will duplicate that. So it's right there. And now I can add to get my answer. So to add, I'm just going to count. So I have one hole, two holes. This is the next biggest one, right? These are smaller, so I have to go in size from biggest to least. So I have two, and then I have two of these and three. So I have two, and three. So when I click in here, I'm going to add, I have two holes and 2/10 and 3/100. So my answer would be 2 23/100 for my final answer. Again, I'm going to come over to my share button. I'm going to click share. I am going to copy the image. And remember here, I'm going to press Control and my mouse and do copy image. Then click over on my tab to my Google slide. Click on my second Google slide. And I'm going to Control V. Paste. There it is. And I am showing my work for how I built my decimal addition. Okay, you guys, good luck. And remember, be patient and ask questions if you don't understand.